We'll take the repeat. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome to all of you. Here we are gathered on another wonderful day to be in a circle with community that is about connection, about being on the journey of deepening our spiritual awareness, connecting with each other and the world, and making a difference in our small or large ways. I welcome all of you here in the room in Edmonton. I also welcome all of you gathering either at home or via live stream in Saskatoon. Our friends at SSUC Saskatoon this morning are gathered at St. Andrew's College in Saskatoon, and they are joining us live this morning, so welcome to you. And they are going to bring welcome to us as we begin our time together. So Saskatoon, welcome to you, and we invite you to offer us a welcome and a candle lighting.
Welcome to all who join and connect with us today, all of us who journey as spiritual seekers who are united in community. We light this candle as an expression and symbol of the warmth and brightness of our connection with our inner selves, with each other, with the earth. As we light our community candles, may we be reminded of our connection and oneness with all. By our presence and participation, we are all part of this community of diversity and acceptance. We affirm that we are all welcome, all ages, all sizes, all colors, all cultures, all abilities, all sexualities, all gender expressions, all learning styles and neurotypes, all religions or none, all people. Welcome to this time when we're invited to open ourselves to compassion and deep wisdom, knowing that we're each unique, important, and valued, as we're all striving to live more deeply and make a difference in the world.
Thank you, Lori, and thank you to all of our friends who gather there with us through the gathering. We are pleased that you're here with us. Gilda, as our gathering companion this morning, you'll honor the land with us.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm Gilda Valley, and I'm honored to be the service companion this morning. And I am going to deliver the acknowledgement of the land. We are acknowledging that we live, work, and play in Treaty 6 territory. As we gather, we pause to acknowledge that we are on Treaty 6 territory, land that was and still is home to the First Nations with whom Treaty 6 was signed, and that we respect the history, spirituality, and culture of our First Nations brothers and sisters with whom we share this land. We also acknowledge our responsibility to continue to promote mutual respect, peace, and friendship with the Treaty 6 First Nations peoples, and to further our understanding and participation in the reconciliation process.
gift of being here, toward the gift of being here. We move our spirits, we move our spirits from thoughts of getting near. We move our spirits, we move our spirits toward the gift of being here, toward the gift of being Hi, Tyler. Our time for all ages is not just a story time, but it's a time for us to start engaging ideas and thoughts. Come on, come to the carpet. Come to the carpet. Thank you. Thank you. I will sit on that one. Now, whether we are here on the carpet or on a chair today, there is something very important. I have to read from this today, so I'm going to hold it. Okay, Tyler? Thank you for your help. I appreciate it so much. Today's book is called In My Heart, and it's a book of feelings. All of us have feelings. Some of us do really well with them. Some of us not so much. Some of us express some of our feelings and not all of them. Some of us express many of our feelings out loud. There's all different ways to have feelings, and this book is lovely because it talks about so many of them. It's by Joe Wytek, illustrated by Christine Rusi. My heart is full of feelings. Big feelings, small feelings, loud feelings, quiet feelings, quick feelings, slow feelings. My heart is like a house with all these feelings living inside. I wish I had this book with me, but I don't know if you can tell by the picture, but this picture has a hole in every page that's the size of the heart. And so when you're at the beginning of the book, look at all of the layers of the heart. It's so lovely. And then when you turn the page, you see the next piece. Sometimes my heart feels like a big yellow star, shiny and bright. I smile from ear to ear and twirl around so fast, I feel as if I could take off into the sky. This is when my heart is happy. Other times, my heart feels strong. I stand up tall as if I can touch the clouds. New people and places don't frighten me. I can do it. Watch me go. This is when my heart is brave. When I get really angry, my heart feels as if it's going to explode. Boom! Don't come near me. My heart is yelling, hot and loud. This is when my heart is mad. But other times, my heart is cool. I bob along like a balloon on a string. My heart feels lazy and slow, as quiet as snowfall. This is when my heart is calm. You really got into the calm one there, Tyler. On harder days, mean words hurt my feelings, and my heart feels hurt too. It's fragile and delicate, but it can be healed with extra kisses and hugs. This is when my heart is broken. Wait. Some days my heart feels as heavy as an elephant. There's a dark cloud over my head and tears fall like rain. This is when my heart is sad. But my heart doesn't stay sad. Like springtime after winter, the sun comes out again. My heart grows tall, like a plant reaching toward the sky. This is when my heart is hopeful. Eek! When I see something scary, my heart beats fast. I feel cold as if a chilly breeze has crawled up my neck, and I run away as fast as I can. This is when my heart is afraid. When it's time for a bit of fun, my heart feels full of giggles and wiggles. Abracadabra, I hop around like a bouncy bunny. This is when my heart is silly. Sometimes I hide my heart away where no one can see, like my own small treasure. I don't want anyone to look at me. So safe on my swing, I can watch the world from up above. This is when my heart is shy. My heart can feel so many feelings, and yours can too. Today my heart is proud. How does your heart feel? A book that ends with a question? Does that mean we should answer it? No, you don't have to, because your heart may not feel like talking. Does anyone's heart feel like sharing what it's feeling right now?
Joy.
Oh, joy. There's not just joy in this room, I know that for sure. It's okay, it's hard to share those feelings, especially in a big room full of lots of people that we don't know. So why would we want to really do that? But this book is lovely because it ends with a question that we can just think of all to ourselves. How does my heart feel? Wonderful. Thank you for sharing in this book. Whatever emotions you're feeling, I hope you feel them. I do. I invite you to Kids Spirit if you'd like to go to Kids Spirit. I invite you to stay. I invite you to the childcare room. Wherever it is that you small ones want to be is all okay. And we're going to sing a song. a time to share some invitations and things that are going on in the life of the community this morning, and there are quite a few. So I'm going to whiz-bang through a few of them, and then there's a few that want to speak. Today, after our gathering, I want to invite you to stay. There will be some snacks involved in case you get hungry, but if you like to sing, stay and sing a few of the new songs in this songbook called Affirmation, a fresh and refreshed collection of songs for an expansive spirituality. Those are songs I've written over the last many years, and we'll sing a few of them together. We'll just have a casual time of learning, singing. It'll be fun. Oh, and I meant to say, there are books available. You can buy one if you want to take one home, but you can also borrow one if you want to have the songs here in front of you as we sing them. For those of you online, rejoin the stream at about 11:30. You're welcome. And if you don't have a book online, that's okay. Everything will be on the screen, so we can sing along, or hum along, or read along. On behalf of the Nominations Committee, there are a number of wonderful ways that we can serve our spiritual community. If any of those that are listed on the foyer table or in your weekly messenger or here on the screen, if any of those appeal to you, speak to a board member, speak to me. We'd be happy to have you engaged and help us do all the wonderful things that we do. Every year about this time, we serve lunch in downtown Edmonton at the Bissell Centre at the Inner City Pastoral Ministry that works out of the Bissell Centre there. Every week there's a lunch, and once a year is our turn to partner with another group and prepare a lunch, and our weekend is coming up first weekend of March. If you are an awesome shopper, your help would be lovely. If you can pack lunch bags, we'd love to have your help. If you'd like on that Sunday morning to help deliver those lunch bags and help serve, then all of those opportunities available for you. I was supposed to print a sign-up sheet, I think, this morning. I did not do that, but somehow let us know that you're willing to help, and that would be lovely. Just a few more. Trans Rights YEG is an organization that planned the rally 2 weekends ago in Old Strathcona, pro-trans rally. We are working together with them to provide some safe space for a trans and family mixer here this coming weekend on Friday night. It's lovely that the community is recognizing that this is a safe place, that this is a place where we would want opportunities for gathering, for connection. And so we're working together with them to put on just a very short but lovely time to be together for trans folks, their families, their partners, their parents, their children, whoever needs that connection and that safe space. So that's on Friday night. There are opportunities to help out with that. Not sure exactly what they are at the moment, but we'll let you know by our email. We'll email out if there's specific things we need. And National Affirming Pi Day is coming up on March the 14th, and we have decided it's time for another online pie auction. So right now, we're looking for some donors of pies. If you can bake a pie, if you can choose a wonderful pie from a bakery, we would love it if you could donate a pie. And then we'll all have an auction, and the proceeds of that auction will go to our very own Camp Dragonfly program, our summer camp for trans and gender creative children. So looking forward to that. And then on March 14th, that's a Thursday evening, you'll hear more about this later, we'll have a chance to just come have a little bit of a pie get together and a quick hello, some activities for kids and all that kind of stuff. Okay, Joe, this is you. Yes.
So 3 quick things. 1, I'd like to thank Jacqueline Switzer over there for fixing the dove. She did an amazing job. And to Peter Blackall, Marty Ribiak, and Andrew Ribiak for putting her up. Was not an easy thing, but she's up. The second is a thank you to Sandra and Art Hildebrand and Samuel McDougall for installing corkboards, whiteboards in places that will be of great use to us all. And third, there is going to be a garage sale. Watch Morning Messenger and online for more information.
Thank you. I am here because I've been asked to clarify a couple of things for the coldest night of the year. First, checks should be written to the coldest night of the year or Bissell Center. If you have a check today that you want delivered, I have my envelope here and I am delivering today checks. Second piece is, to follow that up, please don't write them to the church so that they have to send it on. Please write anything that is a check to Coldest Night of the Year or Bissell Center. Second, the funds online, the link, I checked it today and it was working. So that should be a go if you want to donate that way. Third, we are one group, so you can donate to individuals or you can donate to the team, and it will be the group at 1 o'clock meeting at the parking lot here is going to go in daylight, warmest time of the day, family friendly. If families want to come and walk the Bissell Walk, that's perfect. The 4 o'clock, if that works better for your timing, is downtown, and you can, at 1 o'clock, look for Sandra Lockhart here in the parking lot. At 4 o'clock, you can look for me or for Shell. We'll be downtown. And the last thing is, after the service, anybody who's walking is going to meet just in the foyer, and we are going to take a picture of the walkers so that we can have for prosperity. And to put it on the website, yes. So if you don't want to be on the website, don't come in our picture. Thanks. Oops.
Good morning. My name is Esther Oakes, and I'm on the Ministry and Personnel Committee. And I'm here today because I'm wanting to announce that the board has approved the filling of the position of the program and affirming animator. So you might ask, what is a program and affirming animator? And I'll tell you a little bit about it, just briefly. The program and affirming animator is going to help identify, enable, and support programs and small groups for all ages. They'll collaborate and work closely with committees and programs. They'll connect with people and virtually with members of the SSUC committee, including being here on Sunday mornings. And they'll collaborate with Emberwood as program coordinator opportunities arise. They will also work with the marketing and digital content coordinator. And in support of SSUC's affirming commitment, the person will work closely with the Affirm Committee, develop and coordinate programming in cooperation with SSUC Affirm Committee. May have some of those second Sunday brunches again. Won't that be great? And establish and strengthen connecting and coordination between Edmonton and the Saskatoon affirming ministries, maintain awareness and communication with activities and initiatives of other affirming faith communities, and coordinate and ensure the organization of Camp Dragonfly. Sounds like a tall order. They won't do it all next Sunday, but you know. please allow me to introduce the person who will fill this position. I think you know, most of you know, this person is, Dara Smith. Wow. He is a part of the SSUC community. He's been here for 8 years. And he is a longtime volunteer with the Affirm Committee, with Rainbow Connection, and has developed fundraising events for GSAs in Alberta. You have seen him offering tech support. He's right there right this Sunday, offering tech support for our Sunday gatherings. And he continued to develop his skills as we moved to live streaming. You may have seen him in the office covering for Ainsley. And he's been part of the transition team as they develop the plan for introducing new talent and support for SSUC programs. He did the data analysis with them, and he was an event coordinator. He's adaptable. He brings total commitment to SSUC. His enthusiasm is contagious, and his willingness to learn is admirable. So please welcome Dara Smith as part of the SSUC staff and team. Do you have a microphone back there, Dara? Would you like? No? Okay. Well, you'll hear a lot from him in the coming weeks, and we're really, really thrilled that he's part of us, of our team.
Dara and Noah, you can help me throw all of this technology in the garbage because I can't get it to work. Okay. As we share wisdom for this morning, I want to invite us into the life and poetry of Mary Oliver. I didn't know that Nancy and Dawn would be here this morning. It just worked out that way. If you want a gathering tailored to you, just talk to me. This is from a poem entitled The Fourth Sign of the Zodiac. And although it's 4 stanzas long, I'm just reading stanzas 3 and 4. I know you never intended to be in this world, but you're in it all the same. So why not get started immediately? I mean, belonging to it. There's so much to admire, to weep over, and to write music or poems about. Bless the feet that take you to and fro. Bless the eyes and the listening ears. Bless the tongue, the marvel of taste. Bless touching. You could live 100 years. It's happened. Or not. I'm speaking from the fortunate platform of many years, none of which I think I ever wasted. Do you need a prod? Do you need a little darkness to get you going? Let me be urgent as a knife then, and remind you of Keats. So single of purpose, and thinking for a while that he had a lifetime. Late yesterday afternoon, in the heat, all the fragile blue flowers in bloom in the shrubs in the yard next door had tumbled from the shrubs and lay wrinkled and fading in the grass. But this morning, the shrubs were full of the blue flowers again. There wasn't a single one on the grass. How, I wondered, did they roll back up onto the branches? That fiercely wanting, as we all do, just a little bit more of life. This is a reading of an American poet. May we find wisdom for our living. One of the things that we value as a community, we value a lot of things. Thank you to the music, by the way. We value it so much. Every week, we're treated to a concert, and it's a beautiful gift. When those of us who are in the room, or perhaps who are online, get a chance to see a slide of this, we look at this banner of values. Values for living. And we value that we focus on these and other values rather than a set of beliefs to give our assent to. Rather than being about inherited traditions of dogma, we focus on these values for living because they're based more in action and intention. How do we want to be and how do we want to act in the world? We've decided that these are the important questions. So whenever we're in this room, we peruse the banner of values that include many, but certainly not all, of the values around which we would like to center our living. But there are dangers to that path. There are pitfalls to any path, really, any understanding, any direction that one might choose to explore in an effort to deepen meaning and spirit work of life. One of the dangers of looking at those values, talking and exploring the ways that we might understand those values and live them out, is that they set a very high standard. Now, it's good to be aspirational. Of course it is. It's good to say that we want to live with justice, respect, passion, balance, courage, integrity, and the like. I would rather aspire to those things than to have up in our room some list of mediocrity. Who wants to stare at a banner with words like, so-so, or I'm just getting by, or forgettable, lukewarm, passable? So yes, we aspire to be better than that. We aspire to be inspired, to live into ways of living that can make our own experiences better and more whole in our own understanding, in our relationships, with nature, with the world around us. But there is always a shadow side. What imperfect shadow is cast by centering ourselves solely on these values? And one significant danger is that we might begin to think that we're surrounded by an attitude and expectation of perfection. That we hold ourselves to these values and call ourselves to be better, to live with them, to do our best. But in so doing, we can sometimes often set a standard that is unattainable. And when we set a bar that is too high, we fail to acknowledge what happens within us and around us when we can't reach it. Unless we acknowledge this reality, and when we focus always on this quote-unquote list of positivity, we might create an atmosphere where we can't share our struggles with them, where we can't be real about how hard these things actually are, where we aren't real with each other and the messiness of living, where we don't speak the places where we have not lived out these values the best that we can. And you know what? When we don't speak of them, when we don't speak of those messy places, we might begin to think that we're surrounded by people that are somehow perfect. This model of the ideal. And so as soon as that happens, then as individuals, we're going to look inside ourselves, see the mess there, and think that we're not good enough. Now, the world generally has an unhealthy narrative around the real-life, hard-place challenges of life. Most of the time in our interactions with others, in what we see in the media, in advertising, in influencer culture, is that everything needs to be wonderful. Could be called toxic positivity. And if it isn't wonderful, then, gosh darn it, pretend that it is. And meanwhile, and secretly, of course, get to work on fixing it. And if you can't fix it, then shame on me for not just getting over it. The guilt and shame, like I said, gets internalized, and we start to believe that we're not good enough, that there's something wrong with us, because we just can't live those intentions as the way we might wish we could. So the question really is, what happens when we act in ways that are inconsistent with our values? What happens when we feel regret? When we express our anger? in healthy and sometimes unhealthy ways? What happens when we do feel self-doubt? When we're sad and depressed? When we rely on things we shouldn't? What happens when we're disrespectful and anxious, unbalanced and irresponsible, cowardly, ungrateful? And what happens when we feel like an imposter because we come here and we look at these values and we celebrate them? And most especially what happens when it feels like we can't express or share those moments because we feel like it isn't allowed. Or perhaps we're the only ones experiencing that, alone in the expression of our shadow selves. So the first step is giving words to it, bringing it top of mind, saying, yes, we aspire to these values. Of course we do. But recognizing also that we don't feel that way inside. We're working on it, but we don't always get it right. In many spiritual traditions, there are often built-in times of this self-reflection, times of focusing on our interior in order to be honest with ourselves and then honest with each other. As one of our spiritual ancestors, Jesus of Nazareth, took time, in fact, 40 days and 40 nights, as the story goes, in the desert to wrestle with the temptations of life, to wrestle with the work that he felt compelled to do in his life, contemplating the difficulty of that path, pondering the very tempting shortcuts, and what it would require of him if he were to follow through with his intention to live a life of radical love and inclusion. So he took a retreat. And he came out of that time more aware, more ready to commit to the work ahead. In the Christian tradition, the season of Lent, that lasts, not coincidentally, 40 days, has long been one of those times to look inward, to recognize, to wrestle honestly with what is there. Some of it looks pretty good. Some of it we want to look away from. To ask what it might take to embrace our being, all of it, just as it is, and move forward with a new awareness and a new commitment. I really do love the way Mary Oliver expresses to us through her poetry at a time when she wrote this particular poem, when she was adjusting to her own mortality and diagnosis of cancer. Just to read it again, you could live 100 years, it's happened, or not. I'm speaking from the fortunate platform of many years, none of which I think I ever wasted. Do you need a prod? Do you need a little darkness to get you going? Let me be urgent as a knife then and remind you of Keats, so single of purpose, and thinking for a while he had a lifetime. Keats, she reminds us, who died at the age of 25, did not have the lifetime that he had likely imagined. Do any of us have the life we imagined? Think back years. Think back to a year ago, 6 months ago. What did you think? What twist and turny road did you take and now you're here? And was it what you imagined? If you're like me or anyone I've ever talked to, probably the answer's no. It's not to say it was wrong or bad, but our imaginings are often not what the reality is. Do we need a prod? We do. Regularly. Do we need a little darkness to get going? A little desert time? Usually. We are complex, living lives of light and shadow. And as we venture through these next weeks and explore and acknowledge some of those places that are much, much less than perfect, perhaps we can take the poet's advice and awaken to the reality of life as it is. Not as it should be or not as we wished it was, but as it is. Knowing that we don't live the ideal world, but we're in it all the same, she says. So why not get started immediately? I mean, belonging to it. There is so much to admire, to weep over, to write music or poems about. But as an aside, have you ever noticed that the amazing poets and music writers and artists of our world are sharing their own light and dark? That we're called to not only look at, stare at, confront, but also to think about how we might express our light and our dark. The values we aspire to and the celebrations of when we live those, and also the places where we just haven't and we can't. Bless the feet that take you to and fro. Bless the eyes and the listening ears. Bless the tongue, the marvel of taste. Bless touching. And I would say, bless all of it, light and shadow. And in its sharing, may we all come more fully to ourselves and bless it all as gift. Bless it all as gift. Bless it all as gift.
I sing this song, though I don't feel like singing. No words that can tell of the depths of my soul. I sing this song, though I'm drowning in feelings, a crush of confusion and lack of control. Though casting to and fro, I've wisdom enough to know that I may be lonely, but I'm not alone. We sing this song, though we don't feel like singing. Together we'll sing, holding hearts that can hold. I sing this song for the ones who aren't singing. There's guidance of place to retreat and to heal. I sing this song for when darkness is claiming.
I'm going to ad-lib for just a moment, if you'll forgive me. Going back to Mary Oliver's poem, in the Chinese system, this is the year of the dragon, and I was born in the year of the dragon. So if I switch my tail, you'll know where it's coming from. Read the strengthening our intentions with me. We go about our living with fragmented hearts, little chunks and bits left over from the hard stuff of our lives. Challenges are mixed with ease, grief with joy, confidence with fear, feelings all a jumble. May we recognize the complexity of our living and the many responses of our bodies, minds, and spirits to our world. In our attempts to live in ways that align with our values, we acknowledge the places where we haven't lived up to our intentions, with the inward and outward hurt that ensues. Alone, we struggle to feel the whole picture, see the whole picture, touch the whole picture, live the whole picture. In community, may we help tend each other's struggles and call each other to find, name, and mend the fragmented pieces of our lives. Together, we might experience more of life's picture, finding what we need to embrace the path we set.
So we go with the light, as always, knowing that within each of us, within our world, and within our intentions and prayers, there is both light and darkness. May it all be part of who we are, and know that we bless it all.
Outside of my walking, stepped inside another shoes, walked the dusty borders between us, paths I never chosen to choose. How then shall I live? How shall I live? How then shall I live? How shall I live? How then shall I live this life? How then shall I live? Saw the world outside of my looking, gazed upon the ground, sought to be in one with the cosmos, singing with its beautiful sound. How then shall I live? How shall I live? How then shall I live? How shall I live? How then shall I live this life? How then shall I live? Saw the world outside of my looking, gazed upon the eyes of the soul, held the hopes and fears of tomorrow, found the pieces making a whole. How then shall I live? How shall I live? How then shall I live? How shall I live? How then shall I live this life? How shall I live? Took a step outside of my